Welcome to the Mastering Social Media for Schools podcast. We've got a really special episode. I've got a third time guest. I don't know how many people I've actually had on three times, but Brian Bridges is an amazing school communicator out of Arkansas. But this is a really unique conversation. How many times have you been asked to promote some type of event that requires some registration by maybe a coach or an organization advisor? And it is basically just a cluster. Okay. They have a flyer, they don't have a great way to register. What dates are they? Is the event happening? Where is it located? They don't have all of their information together, but yet they just want you to promote it on social media or through your newsletter or whatever. You guys, I probably could fill up a notebook of all the times where you get requests like that, right? In my 11, almost 12 years of doing social media for schools. Well, we've got a really special, easy, low cost solution for you in what Brian is going to talk about today. Him and his wife actually run a huge dance and cheer company. And he'll share a little bit about that. But he saw a need and really a struggle for these registrations. And we're going to dive into what they've created, how it can help you, what the turnaround is, what you get in return, and what some of the customers across the South, it's available in all 50 states, but they've got a lot of schools using it and sharing some of the feedback. You're really going to want to share this episode with people in your school that are doing events because this is really powerful and even better yet, get them over to campsipple.net. It's very easily explained, but we're going to talk through it all today. I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Brian Bridges. But before we get to that, we're going to start with this week's K-12 PR tip. All right, today's K-12 PR tip is talking through the login for Facebook page and an Instagram page for your school. It's the beginning of the year. You likely, if you're a school communicator, have maybe many pages out there for different schools, different organizations, and you're kind of trying to wrangle them in, right? And make sure that you have the proper access where you need it. One of the most frequently asked questions when it comes to Facebook access and Instagram access is they think they are the same because they are both owned by Meta. I'm here to tell you with this tip that they are not the same. When you have a Facebook page, you assign individual profiles to manage the page. That means there's not a username and a password for that Facebook page that you create for your school district or your school or your organization, but you create a page and then you assign administrators to that to have access to be able to manage it. Instagram, on the other hand, is based on if you want to log in through Instagram and create a reel or do any kind of posting, that Instagram page has a username and a password associated with it. You do not assign responsibilities and capabilities to manage that Instagram page through an individual profile. You actually need that username and password for that Instagram page. So I am just here as your friendly reminder that they are managed differently. Now, once you create a Facebook page and an Instagram page and connect them through Meta, you are able to schedule content out through Meta Business Suite, which is basically just a tool within the Meta platform to be able to post and schedule things on both platforms. But if you actually want to go in the Instagram app on your phone and do something through, creating a reel or creating a story, which you have many more capabilities, bells and whistles, stickers, links, all those things that you can do through the Instagram app itself, you need to log in with that user name and password. Okay. So I hope that helps. This next month in October, we will be going through our social media boot camp, which actually talks through some of the fundamental setups and organizational tips and strategies to have really strong social media for your school. That is happening inside of our member only membership group. Okay. So that is a 4 week boot camp happening October. If you want to know more, head on over to my website, socialschoolforedu.com. You can get signed up. It's one low cost. 3 people from your school can join for that one low cost. So check that out. But in the meantime, I hope that that little tip helps. Now let's get into something that I truly believe is changing my life. And I think it could change yours in regards to events and registration. So I can't wait for you to meet Brian Bridges with Camp Simple. Let's get started. Hello, my friend Brian Bridges. How are you?
I am so good. I'm so glad to be back. Third time's a charm.
Yeah, third time is a charm. And you guys listening, this is very special episode because if you want to totally meet Brian, get his back to school tips, how he gets thousands of stories every school year from his staff, go back to episode 112 and 221. That's like almost some whatever with all the numbers, but 112 and 221. But today we've got something really special. So Brian, can you guys just share a little bit about your background with your company that you and your wife run when you're not doing school communications?
So, when we're not doing school communications, my wife and I are involved in a few companies. One of those is a cheerleading and dance event production company. And then the other one is a new company that we just launched last year, and it is called Camp Simple. And it was founded basically from my role as a school communicator and from our cheerleading and dance background and our coaching backgrounds. We saw a need. And so we created Camp Simple to fill that need. And we launched it officially in late May. And it's now been rolling for about 3 months.
Okay, awesome. And yeah, as soon as I saw it, again, from the school communicator side of knowing the pain in the butt of when people are like, can you promote this camp? And then it's not very easy for people to sign up and it's not very well communicated and they have flyers, but no links to sign up. So I loved it. But first of all, just going back to your cheer company or however you describe that, like this is no small little deal. So just share a little bit about how long you've been running that and what it all entails.
So when I was 18, I got hired by the world's, it is a world's largest cheerleading and dance company, and it's called Varsity Spirit. And I was going to be a summer camp instructor for them. I was a cheerleader at the University of Arkansas at college. And so I was going to go teach camps for them. They're instructional camps for where junior highs and middle school teams go and learn skills. And so I went to one of their trainings and I just thought, you know what, I can do this. And so I went back home and I talked to a local gym and started small, started doing camps. And then I brought on a director of dance and we started doing dance camps. And then we started doing coaches conferences with the largest coaches conference in the area. We started doing bowl game halftime shows. So we would produce the big bowl game halftime shows that you see kind of on TV. We would coordinate all the dancers and stuff around. Started doing choreography. So that's where teams would learn what they do when they go and compete at national championships. And then we started producing our own competitions as well. So teams would register and come compete with us. So we would hire the judges and the backdrops and the lights and all the things. So we did that for 15 years. And then in 2019, we sold our company to Varsity Spirit. So we were thrilled to sell to them, and I'm still employed by Varsity Spirit. We sold them 75% of our company. We did not sell our competitions. So we renamed, we rebranded because they bought our old name. So we rebranded and we now produce our own competitions. We still own that. And then everything else is done through Varsity Spirit as well. Through that time, we got to see lots of cheerleaders, lots of cheer coaches, and I saw them hosting their mini camps on campus. So like they would host like a little cheerleader clinic where they would teach the local kids a few cheers and they perform at the football games and stuff like that. But the registration process was so outdated and so time consuming for those coaches. And so that's where Camp Simple came in.
So many a times organizations like that do some of those events, I'm assuming, to raise funds, right? It's kind of a
Right, right.
fundraiser
It's a fundraiser.
and to increase interest for the future, right? So you're wanting to get them involved. So what can you just kind of then describe what you and Ashley, your wife, created to help solve this?
So we created Camp Simple, which is a web-based registration hosting platform. So coaches, when you have coaches or when you have your art teachers or when you have your science teachers doing a science camp or football camp for your Pee Wee football camp, those teachers are teachers, they're educators. They are not business people. They do not have the time to handle receipts of cash, checks, Venmo, Cash apps, handling registration forms, creating a Google form, creating all of these different things, waivers for parents to sign.
Yeah.
So what we did is we simplified that with Camp Simple. So now what happens is someone would go to our website and they would just simply click the setup form. And on our setup form, they just enter in all the information about their camp, what needs to be collected, their release and waivers, all of that stuff that they would normally have to do. They just fill it out one time, and then we handle the rest. We build a custom registration web page for them. They get a custom link that they're able to share out. They get a custom QR code that they get to share out. And they get a real time registration spreadsheet. So as soon as people are registering, they actually get a real time spreadsheet that updates with all of that information that they can download as an Excel document at any time and pull t-shirt sizes or email their participants, stuff like that. Um, the parents pay online with the secure payment processing, and they even sign electronically the waivers online. They do everything at that one web page. So all you have to do is promote that link or that QR code. And we make sure, because here's school communication background, so many people put QR codes on Facebook. That's hard for you. Then have to take a picture of it, to save it to your pictures, go click on it again. It's hard. So whenever we send them that information, we inform them, here's a QR code. This is for your tangible materials. This is for your posters, your paper flyers. Here is your link. This is for your social media postings, your website postings. So the school communicator in me tries to inform them on where to share those things. So all they have to do is share that. They include on their setup form what day they want registration to close. Once registration closes, that very next business day, they get a breakdown of all of their registrations and they get a zip folder of all of those signed registration forms. So it downloads as a PDF document. So if I was registering my child, I would fill out that form, and what looks like an online form to me, when the coach or teacher receives it, it's like a little PDF form. They could print it and put it in a binder if they want to, or they can keep it digitally. That way you have those parent signatures, and then we mail a check directly to the school within 7 business days. And the best part is the schools get 100% of the money. No
Wow.
fees, no fees on the school. So in order for someone to register, they pay a credit card processing fee. And so that fee is $2 plus 4%. So it is a set $2 fee. And then let's say that your mini camp is $50. Well, 4% of $50 is $2. So your registration fee that your person would pay would be $54. $50 goes to your organization, $4 goes to our credit card processing and business processing cost.
Okay.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, when we talked about this, I'm like, dude, this sounds way too good to be true.
Oh,
Okay.
it's the feedback's been incredible. I let me tell you, it's been incredible. Like one of ours, Benton High School, setting everything up was easy. Just a few steps and our registration page was ready to go. I loved being able to track participants in real time, pull shirt sizes and contact info whenever I needed it. But honestly, the best part was not having to worry about collecting money or handling payments. With over 200 participants registering through the platform, Camp Simple made the entire process smooth, stress free, and super organized. I'll never go back to hosting again.
So that was a
Mic drop.
big, yeah, big event 200. And I can think of my little school. again, we only have about 20 kids in each class. So
Right.
if we just had a smaller event where, gosh, if we had 20 people, we would be so excited.
Yes.
Um,
And we
but
have
you
those.
you
We
and
have
you do
those.
that for the same price. I mean, that same just that processing fee
It
plus the
doesn't, that's right. That's right. We've had one and they've had 15 participants.
okay.
And so they got their check for their 15 participants. So of course we love volume. We want the big camps and all of that. But this is, we are here as a service to others. And so the schools from truly all over the South so far. I mean, we've had, I'm looking at right now some of ours that have taken place over the last 3 months. Of course, Arkansas, we have Georgia, we have Texas, we have Louisiana, and we have Oklahoma that we have a camp going on right now. So
Okay. And our goal with this podcast is to let's branch out, you guys. We're all over the US. Can people in Canada use this program?
right now we're based strictly in the United
Okay.
States. So that's where we're focusing on right now.
Okay.
So
So
when they register, they actually have to when they're doing their setup form, you've got to either give the school's EIN number, their number for tax purposes, or if it's being paid to an individual, which we're tailoring to schools. So it's typically you're not paying the individual, but if it's an individual, it'd be to that social security number because we will be sending year-end tax documents, obviously, to these organizations. So
okay. And for a school, it's a nonprofit, so it shouldn't matter.
nope, it doesn't matter. We just, again, for documentation processes, all you have to do is call your business office and say, hey, what's our number? Okay, let me enter that in. We're good to go. That way we know where to mail your tax document at the end of the year.
Okay. So you talked about getting your payment basically within 7 days. My question is, I have a event coming up for homecoming in 3 weeks, and I'd like to use Camp Simple. What's the turnaround typical time from when I enter that form to when I get my landing page and QR code and link?
So 2 business days. Typically, it's sooner than that, but 2 business days is the turnaround. And how it works is we'll build it for you and we send you an approval email. And so on that approval email, you'll see your web page and you'll have to go through and you look at everything and you give it your final stamp of approval. Once you reply and say yes, approved, then that very next day you get everything that you need to promote your camp. So we say 2 business days before you're able to go live.
Okay. I'm looking at the website right now. It's campsimple.net, you guys, and it's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
easy that you can set up your camp right there or you can learn how it works.
And
Um,
there are other platforms out there. There are people that are using like I see a lot, especially in schools, they use like ticketing platforms because that's what their athletic departments use. And so it's like these people are purchasing a ticket and it's not really super user friendly. This is totally a tailored web page for your event. On your setup form, you even upload a logo. We even include your logo on your web page.
okay.
And so it's really customized and it really streamlines that registration process. And again, it just lets you go back to focusing on what you need to focus on. And that's creating a great camp for your kids and not necessarily stressing about all the setup and legwork.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit because we chatted about this. Prices for these. I think you have some opinions as far as price ranges that people want to kind of target for
Right.
events like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, the prices are kind of all over the board. I would say typically the most expensive is $50 to $60.
Okay.
But your typical is 35,
Okay.
35 to $40 for like an after school camp or clinic. But
Okay.
again, it depends on what's involved. We have a science camp going on right now and it's $125, but that's for a 5 day science camp. It includes a science kit. It includes several things included in it. And so the prices are more. It includes a snack. It includes a science kit. It includes lots of different things. And so you do have a higher price point. So schools have loved it. School bookkeepers have loved it. Principals have loved it. Superintendents have loved it. because you no longer have to worry about mismanagement of funds
Hmm.
because the staff is going to be your employees, the teachers, they're going to get one check. They get that closeout check and you deposit that one check. You don't receipt all these other various payments. It's just been very, very great.
Yeah.
It's been great.
And really everybody is used to that method as far as, okay, I can't just give my kid 15 or $20 to go sign up for this. I mean, people are used to signing up for things online. I can
They are, but
imagine.
Andrea, schools are the very last to embrace any technological advancement. They're the
Yes.
last ones. We, this week at our office, we had someone ask if we could fax something to them. And it was I almost responded, I'm going to actually send it to you with a carrier pigeon because that's pretty much what we're asking to do. You know what I'm saying? Schools are very, very slow sometimes, and it's not the school's fault. It's the way of the world. We are the last ones that are able to embrace a technological advancement. So we are very cash, check. There's a lot of that that still goes on in schools, especially some of our smaller schools around the country. And so I think this is when we built this, that's who we had in mind. Who can we help with this? And
Yeah.
so that's been very beneficial. We've
And
even
I
helped
can,
colleges. We had a college this summer that used it.
oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine not only because of the ease, but also because of the professional way that you're sharing the event, that it looks higher end. And so I would assume that attendance and people signing up is even greater than it would have been because you're just making it so easy, right?
Right. We're making it easy. We're making it simple. And it's great for those that are signing up as well because as soon as they register on that web page, they immediately get an email once that payment processes with a receipt, and it has all of the information from your camp there in that one message. So sometimes what we see at schools is they fill out a registration form or they fill out a Google form and they hit submit. And then they think, oh, wait, what time? Where was I supposed to be? I've got to have them at what gym? Oh, what time is pickup for this art camp? Blah, blah, blah. They have that because as soon as they hit submit, they're getting an automated response with a receipt of payment. And then in that receipt, it has all of that information that was on that web page about that camp. And that information is the dates that it takes place, the times, the pickup locations, all of those little things are included. And so they have that one email to refer back to, like, oh, let me go back to my receipt. Oh, perfect. This is where I'm picking them up. Okay, got it. Here it is.
Okay, I'm thinking of something and maybe this is cheating the system a little bit, but dude, I we were blessed to have two conference championship teams last year, basketball, girls and boys. So
Mhm.
I helped coordinate the t-shirt orders, which is a nightmare in a small little school. If I wanted to,
Guess what we've set up
you
already for
have,
two other schools. I have in Fredericksburg, Texas, we have their homecoming t-shirts that are going right now through Camp Simple.
okay, that I'm in. I hopefully my daughter's volleyball team will be needing it too, but so much easier. And then yes, it's just a little bit of extra, but then I'll have all the sizes there. They'll get an automated email. So instead of them saying, "Hey, this is when the event is," it's like, "Hey, this is what you ordered, and your order can be expected to be picked up at, such and
Whatever
such a
you
date."
include on your setup form, correct?
So, oh my gosh, I love this.
Yep.
I love it. I love it.
Alma High School in Arkansas,
Okay.
they're cheerleaders. They did their, what did they call it? Their spirit shirts. So their parents wear, for example, on their page it said, "Show your spirit all season long by wearing one of our Alma Cheer Game Day spirit shirts. We're asking all of our family members, friends, and supporters to wear these t-shirts to all of our competitions throughout the season. Also, a great way to wear it and support football, basketball, and other sports here at Alma." We set up the web page for them. Boom, ordered it, and they killed it. They killed
Y-
it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the
But-
school still has to take care of getting them the shirts out and everything.
right.
But
But the
okay,
ordering process is all in one location. Mhm.
okay. So question for you, maybe two or three tips on promoting an event or a camp like this once you have this set up, because you've got a lot of experience on that. I know that you kind of shared, okay, we don't just put the QR code necessarily
Well,
on a social
Andrea, let me
post.
just tell you
Yes.
our mid-registration check-in and tips to boost your camp enrollment that's sent midway through your campaign. Would you like for me to share that with you?
Yes, I would.
Okay, because midway through, we automatically schedule an email that will go out to you with just a mid registration check-in, and it gives you some tips on how you can boost enrollment.
Okay.
So a few of those tips is post regular reminders on social media,
Yep.
send an email blast to your parents, post flyers in high traffic spots in your school and community. Sometimes we forget that our flyers for these camps, they don't just need to go at school. Parents aren't necessarily at your school,
Hmm.
but maybe you go to the bank, maybe you go to Walmart, maybe you go to Target, maybe you go to your local boutique.
Hmm.
Hey, could I throw this up for 3 weeks real quick? And you put them in those high traffic spots. And then you promote it through any school announcements or newsletters. You ask your teachers to include it in a newsletter that they have as well.
Yeah. And then ask any parents, like, share this on your own page, right? Because then you're
Right.
going to get
Share, share, share.
even
Yep.
bigger reach. Oh
Yep.
my gosh, I love it. Okay, cool. Well, I hope that we don't have any kind of a special deal, you guys, but you just need to go to I mean, it's going to save you so
I just
many
think I
headaches.
will just tell you from a school communication standpoint. So, this is year 17 for me in education. And
And you don't have gray hair.
yeah, yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
It's
that's
coming in. It's coming in. Coming in faster, I feel like these days. We're embracing it though. We're good. Turning 40 this year, Andrea.
I know.
So
Happy pre-birthday.
I know, so
You're still a
fun.
baby.
But from a school communicator standpoint, we get lots of requests from teachers to help promote their camps that they're doing on campus. I actually build a camps on campus webpage in the spring for all of the camps that happen in the summer. And it's just going to simplify that so much if schools will use this.
Yeah.
Because from a school communicator standpoint, sometimes I cringe at some of the stuff that I'm sent that's either not, it's not clear. They don't have the who, what, whens, wheres, because you may think like I need to set up my camp, but I don't even know what I need to ask. I don't even know what needs to be. Well, if you go to our camp setup form, we literally spell out for you what you should include.
Okay.
Like we ask you for what's the name of your camper clinic? Okay, give me some general information. What are your dates? What are the times? Where's the location? What are the age ranges? What is the information that you need to collect? Do you need the names, grades, school, parent name, parent email, phone number, emergency contact, allergies, medical conditions? Does it include a t shirt? What's the launch date? What's the registration deadline? What's the fees? Is there a maximum number of people that can register? Because we can set that up as well to where if you can only let 50 people do your camp, we can make it where registration cuts off at 50 people.
Okay.
So we lead you through it. So hopefully it's not overwhelming to you. We're trying to make it simple. So again, you can focus on what you do best, and that's creating a great camp.
Yeah.
Let us handle all of that other stuff for you.
Yeah. Oh,
And then when they call, you talk to a real person. You talk to my wife. You talk to
okay.
Ashley. You call that number on the Camp Simple website. You're talking to a real person. You're not talking to AI. You're not talking to a computer. It's just like when you call Social Schools for EDU, you know you're going to talk to someone from Social Schools for EDU. So it makes a difference when it is a family business. And that's how we've run all of our companies. And I think that's one reason why we've been so successful. Number one, we've been successful because we've been blessed by God. But number two, we make sure that we value that customer relationship, and you have customer relationships when you have that face to face and you have that familiarity with your people that you're working with.
And you have experience with um probably close with all of your business years, probably over 100,000 registrations for different things that you've done.
Easily.
I bet, yeah. So, I mean, I was trying to go 1,000, 10,000. I'm like, no, I am sure it's in the six digits. Maybe it's getting close to seven.
Yeah.
So nobody knows these issues like Brian and Ashley do, and then especially Brian with your school comms hat. I mean, this is just a nightmare. So, listeners, campsimple.net. Okay, being able to share that with your coaches and any kind of folks that are putting together a little fundraiser where they need people to register, whether it be 15 people, whether it be 500 people that you need to register, this is going to make it so much easier. And this is a little bit different than our normal topic, although, like I said, Brian's got a lot of great ideas, so you can go back and listen to those other episodes. But this one could honestly make such a big impact for you personally with your
Hmm.
workload and
Yes. Yes.
streamlining this that I think you're going to want to jump in and be able to share that. So is that the best thing to do, Brian? If somebody listening's like, gosh, I really want to get this solution out to the people that need it in my school district or school system, what would be, do you think, the best way to do that?
I would just share. Number one, you could always email us info at campsimple.net and we'll get back with you. But just sharing that website, campsimple.net, we've tried to make it very user friendly. And so there's an FAQ section. You can read some questions, answers, see how it works. And then there's that camp setup form. And all you do, you click that camp setup form and fill it out. And so you could just share this with your administrators, share this with your bookkeepers, because once they hear that you aren't going to have to be collecting payments and you hear that you're collecting forms and you're not sending out, well, this is a Google form. Once you register, you need to Venmo this and Cash App this, or you can send cash to the school. Like, quit with all that mess. Quit. You focus on running a camp. And then as a school communicator, you focus on sharing that URL. You share that website, and boom, those people go and register online.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So as we wrap up, I always like to end with a social media tip. So I would love to, I mean, you've already given us some strategies, but just that best social media tip when it comes to camp or event registrations. What would be your best tip?
So a couple. First of all, try to include a photo from a prior camp when you're promoting a camp. I think that's one of my biggest tips whenever you're promoting camps is, people like a graphic. A graphic is good, but graphics are everywhere. Show a kid enjoying themselves at your camp the year prior. That's the best way to get others involved in it. So when they can see exactly what is going to be experienced. So if you're doing an art camp, show some kids with their artwork from the year prior and let that help be your guiding image. And then the second thing is just make sure that it is posted a couple times. You don't want to overpost or then people start ignoring your postings. But I always say if it's a fundraiser, you could post it once at the beginning and then maybe include a reminder in a newsletter a little bit closer to the deadline.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those photos of kids actively involved, I think that's missed a lot of times with when we're promoting all of our various camps because I just see a cute little Canva graphic, but a cute face goes a long way.
Yeah. And just one thing that I would add to that is don't be afraid of a short little video invite. I mean, if
Mhm.
your high school kids are helping run a junior cheer camp or basketball camp, having those older high schoolers doing a little video inviting it changes it up from an image or like you said that flyer because you don't want to post the same thing 5 days in a row. It's
Right.
like you said, it's not going to reach a lot of people. But if you vary the way that you send that message, that could be helpful. So I love it. I'm so excited. I think out of all my episodes, I think probably my listeners are going to be like, dude, this is going to change my world. So
I
again,
hope
what's the
so.
best way to stay connected on this topic, Brian? Would it be that info at campsimple.net?
That's the best way. Absolutely. Yep. Just send us an email there. And there's actually a contact us section on our website. So if you just go there and you're like, I don't even know who to contact. Well, just click contact us. It's at the top right corner. Once you click contact us, we have a contact form where you can fill out your information. There's also that email address, and then there's that phone number. Ashley can't wait to talk to you. So she'd answer any questions you have as well.
All right, awesome. Well, I can't wait for our folks to be able to take advantage of this. I hope you have an incredible school year.
Thank you. We're on week, I don't even know at this point, but week two. So we're rolling. We've got a
I
new superintendent, a new athletic director, and new director of special services, and everyone retired last year in my district, other than me and our assistant superintendent. And so with this has been a year of change, good changes.
yeah,
But it's with anything new, it's a lot at first, but it's a lot, but it's a lot of good stuff. So it's
yeah.
nice to get some fresh perspectives out there in the schools.
Awesome. Well, yes, and you can always take a look at Lake Hamilton. They're doing great things and celebrating all the great things happening. So keep up the great work. You guys, thanks for listening in. We'll be back with another fabulous guest next week. And we hope you take advantage of campsimple.net. So thanks so much, Brian. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.